on how to break down on how to start doing cosplay. So for the first part, you will have to listen to me be long-winded and rambling. Fortunately, I have a lot of videos, so I will shut up for periods. My lovely tech person and cosplay handler here will hopefully make the PowerPoint work. We have no guarantees because neither of us are tech people.
And I'm blind.
Yes, she's blind, I'm a cosplayer. There's no hope for us. So, I've been doing cosplay for several years. I jumped in the deep end of I don't know what I'm doing because I found all of the workshops of what do you do and how do you do it are at conventions when you want to do the cosplaying. So I just made up what I was doing and here's some things I learned. Quick disclaimer. First, I suck at names. I will butcher everybody's names unintentionally. So if I get a name right, yay. If I get a name wrong, I'm very sorry. Please do not hold it against the cosplayer. That is not their issue, that is all me. Other things to keep in mind is all of this is based on my own knowledge and experiences. I may be wrong, I may have biases. Please keep that in mind when you're listening to me talk. If you have any questions or a comment, please raise your hand and I'll call on you first chance if I can work it in. Next one. So, cosplay is not consent. To me, this is one of the biggest things to know about doing cosplay in public. We have, can I steal my notes back? Thank you. I found a very nice video of a cosplayer explaining this.
I didn't readjust the sound.
Uh-oh.
There is a video, it does have sound, it will come shortly.
Yes, apologies.
Until then, I'll try and make elevator music to annoy everybody. Oh wait, that's
That's the elevator. That's
That's
deputy.
pretty.
That's deputy in the elevator.
Oh, come.
What is that?
That's the next slide.
Alright.
Cosplay is not consent is very important. Cosplay is not consent means no matter what character this cosplayer is wearing, that does not mean you are able to do and touch and everything that you might think is appropriate. You have to be respectful of cosplayers. We are humans, we are normal people, we're just dressing up as this cosplay. This goes for males, this goes for females, this goes for any gender, any person who's cosplaying. Just have respect for them. Don't touch. Try and keep an arm's length away. Don't take inappropriate photos. Don't say inappropriate comments. Just be polite. Like, that's really what it is. Just be polite. We're all people. And I've seen it happen so many times where people just say stupid things and act stupid ways. And just please don't. We greatly appreciate it if you don't. Just cosplay is not consent.
So, as Myers Corp cosplayer was explaining, he hit most of the main points. I want to expand on a couple of photographs. Don't take any period without permission. Just because it is appropriate, not an inappropriate photo, does not mean you should still take a photo. Well, yes, they are most likely to say, sure, go ahead, you want a photo with me? It is still the polite thing to do of, can I take your photo, and not just take it. If they're obviously on a break, their cosplay pieces are off, they're sitting down, they're engaged with something else, either wait, see if they get back up and ready to go engage with the rest of us, or go away and come back later, see if you can find them again. Cosplayers do deserve their breaks. Just because you want something from them, whether it's a photo or to ask them a question, does not mean you have the right to intrude on that break. I'm of the opinion you can do cosplay wrong. There are several methods, as you see. If you're not having fun, you are doing it wrong. You need to figure out how you can start having fun doing it. Cosplay is not a chore. If it's a chore, something is wrong. If you're going overboard financially, again, cosplay is not supposed to be an issue. It should not be making you go broke or choosing between, do I eat tonight or do I make my cosplay? Somewhere in that line, you made a mistake with how you're planning your cosplay or budgeting for it. You need to go eat. Stop doing the cosplay. Going overboard with expectations and deadlines. We are not machines. You will not get exact perfection every single time. Again, because we are not machines. Mistakes are normal. They help add character to your piece. Deadlines.
And practice does make perfect as well.
I'm
As
sorry, I'm
perfect
already
as you can.
breaking on your name again.
Emily.
As Emily pointed out, practice does make perfect. So when you first start, it's not going to look perfect. But it will look amazing because you tried. You put in that effort. And you'll only get better with practice. Deadlines, we'll touch more on this of if it's too close and it's going to cause a lot of issues for you, having that deadline, it's the wrong deadline for you. You need to change what you're expecting to get done by that one. Not modifying your cosplay to fit your comfort zone or needs. If you use a mobility aid or your cosplay has a section that bothers you, as in you are not comfortable normally wearing it, and it's so far out of your comfort zone that you don't even feel like you can push to that, you are doing it wrong. Cosplay is supposed to be fun and comfortable. So adjust your cosplay to fit that expectation. For example, I'm not comfortable wearing short skirts. This cosplay was designed as a mini skirt. Do I look like I'm wearing a mini skirt? No.
No.
So, as you can see, I adjusted it, and it still looks amazing, and I'm comfortable in it. Something else just to keep in mind, insulting, being mean, giving unwanted or unasked for criticism, that is not participating in cosplay culture. That is just being mean and rude. Nobody appreciates that. So don't do it to others. Don't accept it at you. Going back to what your mother will tell you, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. If nobody asks for your opinion, don't give it. If they do ask for your opinion, give constructive criticism, something they can work off. Going, oh, that's ugly. You asked for my opinion, I think it's ugly. Why is it ugly? What can I learn from that? But again, you have to be asked for that. Next. There are multiple types of cosplay. I'm just going to cover a couple brief ones. This is not an extensive list. This is just a couple generic common ones. Merchandise. I consider this to be a type of cosplay because by purchasing merchandise, wearing it, using it, you are supporting your chosen fandom. You are supporting the community of we like this stuff. So you are engaging with the community, and that becomes cosplay. And go back one. Something about merch that kind of ties in is when you buy parts of your cosplay or your entire cosplay, that is still legitimate cosplay. Nobody says you have to make your own cosplay. You can commission it, you can buy it online, you can get somebody else to do it for free for you. But it's just because it's cosplay does not mean you have to make it yourself. Moving on, closet cosplay. This is cosplays that you pull out of your closet, pull out of stuff you already have. So you're not permanently altering anything. You're not permanently changing stuff. If you want to change stuff, you do it temporarily through like safety pins or washable paint. There's two ways you can see this closet cosplay is you went into your closet, tried to find clothes that as closely and accurately as possible reflected your chosen character, or your outfit was inspired by your chosen character. You see this a lot with Disney bounding. The Disney parks declared that adults cannot cosplay as the princesses or other characters since it confused small children. So they developed the culture of Disney bounding where people dressed up inspired by those characters or inspired by that specific movie or fandom.
Technically, the only time an adult could dress up is during the Halloween season.
I'm not a Disney person, so I did not know that.
I'm aware of it, but I've never actually tried it though.
Well, of course, Halloween.
Yeah.
That's what they expect about costumes.
Yeah, they were just being careful at the parks of,
Um,
this random adult looks like a princess. They're not employed by the park. So let's try and avoid that as much as possible. At least that's my understanding. Tracy Megumi is an example, has a video showcasing a bunch of closet cosplays. Some she's trying to get close to the character's outfit, and some she's inspired by the character's outfit. So, let's see.
Oh,
Apparently you're also going to get a lot of bad musical talent from me. Loading.
interesting musical talent.
Yay!
How many more spider people are there?
For the last 2 years, I've been the one and only Spider-Greg.
Oh, hey! Didn't see it. Where I go to pause.
Hi guys.
Oh, that's my favorite.
It can get weirder.
My friends actually call me Liv. My enemies call me Gaga.
So, as you saw, she was just pulling stuff out of her closet. She wasn't making them. She could have altered them a bit if she wanted, but it's not required.
Oh.
The next one, did I lose a slide?
Gotta cite you for an
Back
improper
on
fight.
yours. Original characters. So you like the fandom a lot, or the universe. You don't necessarily want to be a specific character at this very moment in time. You want to be in that universe. So you figure out, how do you fit into it? This is not mistaken with lesser known characters. Those characters already exist in the universe. They have their own stories and backstories and references. This is you making up a completely brand new character. They have their own history, backstory, details that are all made up by you. You see this a lot at Renaissance fairs, where people come in as fairies, pirates, medieval knights, things that make sense to them, but maybe not immediately make sense to you because you don't know the backstories. I have a video showcasing Sunflower Stardust, who made a character called Dolores. Dolores is the HR Imperial Empire's officer. I believe I have that title mixed up slightly. But she's an HR Imperial Empire Sunflower Stardust figured out, how does this character work into the universe? How does she interact with the known characters? And then proceeded to go into a con and keep that character going. So, video.
Gotta cite you for an improper fight. Dismount. More like this. Yes, like that. Thank you. You want workers' comp? Yeah, now workers' comp. Here's a citation for killing one of the best characters of all time. You're being cited for not re-racking your waist at the gym. Should he even be using the company gym?
I have to keep myself fit in order to take out the clankers.
Okay, I don't know what era it is. Leave this Emperor's hand. I got it right there for running around with the Rebel Jedi. Do you have anything to say for yourself? It was worth it. For doing donuts in the hangar bay. Treading on thin ice. Mr. Science Theater people. You want to join the Empire? Better than the captivity we're in. Flying below the hot deck. Well, I would. Would you like to join the Empire? Of course. Really? Yes. What was Ursula doing wrong? For singing Defying Gravity, get it stuck in the Emperor's head. It's my line. You're being cited for war crimes and biological weapons. Am I getting arrested? No, you're just getting cited. All right.
So, As an original character, you can have a lot of fun with it. Moving on to canon characters. This is when you are trying to keep as close and as accurate to the original character as possible. Again, minor modifications due to, is it actually technically possible to have that specific feature, or is it too far out of your comfort zone so you have to alter it slightly to be comfortable cosplaying as them. So you're trying to be as accurate, minimal variations. Then we have non-canon, where this is where people's creativity come to life. This is massive amounts of modifications, as can be as simple as it's a gender bend, where a male character is suddenly female. How does their outfit and personality change with that shift? Is this character now suddenly in Victorian times and now a vampire? Okay, let's work with that. What does that character look like as a Victorian vampire? Go crazy, have fun with it. Again, not limited to just gender bending and different styles of clothes. It's open for interpretation. Next. Here we have Ponoka. Again, sorry about the names. This is the original character. Kakashi Hecate. He was originally a Japanese ninja. That is his uniform. That is the source material. What this cosplayer did was reimagine him as if he was a Japanese samurai and did all of the research to find the little details to make it as samurai as possible, but also to integrate a lot of hidden Easter eggs of this belongs to this character and I can see it in his outfit. So like the little spirals, those are part of the Jonin uniform. He worked them back in. And then Lady Death Star is showing an example of changing where you'd expect to see a character. So she has a Ghostbuster character, but this Ghostbuster is a 1950s housewife. Do you expect a Ghostbuster to be a 1950s housewife? Probably not, but no, we have one now. Or if you want to cosplay as an inanimate object, that is possible. How are you going to figure it out? She figured it out by turning the Death Star into a ball gown. And to complement the Death Star, she has a little pet android carrier.
At Walker. Is
Yes.
that what it is? Okay, that's good to know.
It's
I'm not sure if
AT.
that's the right pronunciation though, or
I've
You
been
can
told
go AT, whichever. They do both in universe.
I do like at.
he's the expert, he's our Jedi.
Aye.
So if he says it's correct, that's what we're going with. And then here, she's actually doing a canon character. It does not necessarily look like it, because the original character, Miss Piggy, is a pig. She is not a pig. So she had altered the character slightly to fit her non-pig features. But
Sorry. I know what that's from.
as Cynthia was about to say,
Pigs from Space!
Yep.
I've been rewatching the Muppets I've been watching the Muppet Show for the first time. Pigs in Space!
yes.
It's a short on the Muppet
And
Show.
as
Yeah.
you can see, it's very recognizable and a canon character. Next. So we have Julia. She does more of a kind of sculpture, fine art take on cosplay. It is still cosplay. She still wears it to conventions. But to me, it's much more of what you'd expect to see in a gallery, because it's so intricate and fancy, and it's showing what you can do if you want. It is not canon, it is showing potential. There's two. One over
Yeah, I
here.
know. It's not loading up.
Okay, let's start with that one.
Oh, are you guys connecting to the Wi-Fi here?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, I didn't
It's
give you
just
that code.
very, very
Okay.
weak.
No, the Wi-Fi for this room is awful. I should have told you that. I'm sorry.
Here's the
That one's loading.
Want to try clicking that one, and we'll just watch whichever one loads first?
The race is on.
Oh wow.
Hopefully they don't play at once.
Go left, go left, go left. Go right.
Big yeah!
No, I timed this thing to be a specific length. I think my timing is going to get thrown off due to loading videos. Maybe I should have eased up a bit on the videos. I think I have about a dozen or so.
She had more time.
No, I'm enjoying it, actually, to tell you the truth. You
Good. More importantly, I hope you're learning something.
know? Yeah, I am.
Double good.
I mean, from a bookkeeper point of view.
Up.
Okay. Is this one going to stop now?
Talk about the world beyond tonight.
That's the corpse bride, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of what Julia does is she makes an entire outfit based off of the movie.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little references to the movie, but it's not an entire, usually not based off of a single character.
Mm-hmm.
So like this one, here's the example of the movie.
Okay.
And that one's done. We don't have to suffer through that video loading anymore.
Oh.
Suffer through this one now.
Yeah, I say we give it another 10 seconds, and if it doesn't
One,
load, we're
two.
just going to skip it.
3, 4.
Are you going to taunt me now that I've said that?
Fun fact, the little loading circle is called a throbber.
A throbber?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's been 10 seconds. Either way, I'm doing patient.
I don't think that's the number.
Okay.
Next
I'm
one.
trying. I should have just seen if I could hotspot my internet. It might have been a bit faster.
You guys want to try maybe that one?
Oh, this one?
Maybe try that one, because that's the one from CAC, and they technically own this classroom.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I should have told them.
If
to
somebody
say.
wants to put on elevator music, go right ahead.
Did you make them? Oh, their pins, they're so beautiful. But they're like crocheted.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, I said penis.
Wow, that is impressive. So
Impressive. I didn't mean to.
I got it.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
I invited everybody. Oh,
This is not on her. This is me with library issues. So this is totally. Chase and Richard can tell you.
Yeah.
alright, should we retry watching the Sully cosplay video? Or
Sure.
just move on?
No.
How long is it?
Again, if you have time, but
It's about a minute. All the videos except for one are about a minute each. But the Sully one is really interesting.
I say watch it, but as your
Because
choice.
it partially shows the making process. As you can see, all the work
Doors.
that she's integrating.
Oh, amazing.
Mr. Host.
Oh, good.
I'll replay this one though. Or just like half of like just tell you about. Well, thank you for a new elevator music. We didn't see all of them, right? Okay, alright, next. Next one is cosplay competition. These ones are much more strict on rules and evaluations. I only attempted it once. I did not do very well because I did not understand how to participate very well. So for a competition, you could be asked to do a small skit. You could be asked to have a build book. How did you build your cosplay? You will have a very short time to talk to the judges, called pre-judging, which might be 5 minutes or less or more.
It really depends on the organizations and the conventions and competitions themselves. Usually you get no more than 3 minutes, so for big competitions such as Cosplay 8 that happened really recently at Otafest, you're given a whopping 10 minutes to explain how you constructed your cosplay and such.
As I said, I've tried it once. I did not do very well because I did not understand it well
Do you
enough.
want some help with this section?
I was just going to be very, very brief. Because I'm imagining if you're starting cosplay, you're not immediately jumping into competition. The main thing I pulled from my competition was just non-canon characters and original characters do not do as well as canon characters because they do not have a source of reference that they can compare to. Whether or not that's 100% true, I imagine depends on the judges and the competition.
Yeah.
I have a little video talking about when you go to compete at the World Summit Cosplay Competition in 2025. And if that is still not enough, we'll have Emily give a quick speech about it.
World Cosplay Championship, Grand Champions of Japan!
Alright, something to keep in mind when you're doing cosplay, especially if you want to do more of a traditional clothing style cosplay, is it appropriation or appreciation? For me, the difference would be, do I know a lot about the history, the manners, the culture that go with the traditional outfit? If I can't confidently do a pop quiz about that outfit and get all the answers correct, I feel like it'd be appropriation because you're just going, oh, that looks really cool and pretty. I want to do that. Do you know why they wear that outfit? Do you know when they would wear that outfit? What do you know about it? If you can answer those questions, then yes, you're doing it for appreciation because you understand the culture, the history, and the background that goes with it. So you can see a couple examples of the Disney princesses in traditional Korean clothes and traditional Japanese clothes, which I know are called kimonos. I definitely cannot do the Korean ones because I do not know what that traditional clothing style is called. The Japanese one I may get away with because I do know a lot, but I don't feel like I know enough to justify being able to do it. So that's just my point of view. Krista Legs, again I butchered the name, it's really hard to pronounce.
So like Christicles.
Christicles. Thank you. She's a Calgary Indigenous cosplayer. with her Wonder Woman outfit, she did the red hand over your mouth, which I believe is for missing Indigenous women and girls. Because that is part of her culture and history. She knows a lot about it and is justified to do it. Because it is part of her culture already. It wouldn't be appreciation or appropriation, but it shows the kind of knowledge you need to have to be able to do it without it becoming appropriation.
Representation.
Mm-hmm. Now for the highlight of any con, your cosplay handler. Appreciate them. They're a necessity, especially if you have a fancy and difficult cosplay. Or if you're just lonely and don't like to go anywhere by yourself. I have one. She got voluntold.
Oh,
That happens a lot with cosplay handlers. Do you want to come to a cosplay convention with me? Yes. All right, we're at the convention. Can you help me with this, this, and this? Yeah, you got turned into the cosplay handler without being warned. That's what happens to my mom all the time. Poor soul.
After the first couple times, it's like, yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing now.
And then Evolution cosplay is just, she's showing a fun side of, I'm hijacking my sibling.
This is what $0 an hour looks like. So, here we go. This is what.
And then Nico and Angel's cosplay, more humor about cosplay handlers and reality check for it.
Of course I carry my own bag. I'm a cosplayer. Of course I carry my own bag. I'm the cosplayer's handler. She doesn't carry anything. I'm a cosplayer. Of course I hydrate at a convention. I'm the cosplayer's handler. Of course I fix my own wig. I'm the cosplayer's handler. I'm a cosplayer. Of course I make good financial decisions. I'm the cosplayer's handler. Most of these are her purchases. I'm a cosplayer.
So, brief interlude. Can I get a pause for my handler? Because I cannot drive a check at the same time as talking. I'm too busy talking. Right, next.
Not that I'm an expert at this.
Better than me trying to.
you're close enough.
So we're getting into, okay, let's start thinking about how to start making your own cosplay. You're going to hit the dilemma triangle. You cannot get all 3 points of a dilemma triangle in a single cosplay. At most you can get 2, or just 1. And if you're really, really unlucky, none. So the points are low cost, high quality, quick turnaround. So it does not take much time. Usually, like I said, at most you will get 2. So if you want something that is low cost, you'll either have it as low quality, but you'll get it quick, or high quality, but it'll take a long time. And you can see that balance reflected through all of them. For me, I usually end up going, I want high quality. I know it'll take a long time because I am slow. I take forever, like a year to do an outfit. And I ignore cost because I'm horrible at budgeting. I don't know if it'll be low or high. So I hit 1 point. If I'm lucky, I'll hit 2.
What's your usual time around for making a costume? Is it like a year or?
Usually it takes me an average about 5 months to make a cosplay, though it can be a little longer depending on deadlines and any small fine-grained details I want to incorporate and such. It's kind of not easy for me to plan out some of my stuff I want to get since I live in Red Deer and there's still no fabric store.
Do you prefer like focusing more on cost or quality?
Of this triangle, how does it impact you?
Usually try to focus more on quality and time.
Obviously, you must love someone.
Yes, I do.
Or you tolerate it.
Or you learn to love it. So, integrating healthcare aids into your cosplay. This is not a requirement. This is making sure you know just because you have a healthcare aid does not mean you should shy away from doing a cosplay. You should not shy away of having it in your cosplay. So, for example, I used to use a walker all the time because I was having massive leg issues. Well, I found out with my walker, it would work like a throne if I sat in it. So I could be a regal ruling queen if I felt like it. I also had to be aware of how did my healthcare aid interact with my cosplay, because if I wasn't careful and let go of my walker, my hoop skirt would push it 2 inches out of reach. Which is great when I can walk a step or two and reach it, but if I'm trying to sit down, all of a sudden my seat is gone. And
Oops.
I hit the ground, which impressed nobody. And one time we got so bored, we went, okay, I know I can walk a bit. Can I walk fast enough to catch my walker without the hoop skirt pushing it too far out? Answer is my hoop skirt is faster at pushing it than I am. So, here are some examples of you can integrate your healthcare aid in small ways, as Colleen has wheel covers to match her Captain America cosplay. Kate Harmon Sibring has a more extensive one. So as you can see, she integrated a lot of little details into her wheelchair. Like moving windows that are the wheel covers, how the capas is fixed onto her wheelchair. And then, if we play this, she made a video showing her progression of cosplays. This is a reminder that medical aids will come into play at some point for some people. Just because you start out full health without one does not mean you always stay that way. So you shouldn't shy away from adjusting your cosplay to fit your needs. So we're getting into more of planning your cosplay. Here are some key things to keep in mind when you start planning. What are the key features of your character? Designing the look of your character. Breaking your design into manageable sections. Figuring out what the mechanisms behind all of the special effects or looks you want, and what they are, how to achieve them, what materials you want to use or can be used, and then the differences between timelines versus deadlines. So, key features can include, but not limited to, iconic pieces, color schemes, what items that make that character. If the character has multiple designs, what design are you doing? For example, Barbie. Are you being a mermaid Barbie? Are you being a fairy Barbie? Or are you being a princess Barbie? What Barbie are you going to work off of? Because they're all Barbie. So, just to get a bit of practice, can we name 3 key features for Mario?
Mustache.
Overalls.
Okay.
Gloves.
Mustache, overalls. What about Tinkerbell?
Green.
Sassiness.
Okay, I think sassiness is attitude and not part of
No.
making a cosplay. It's how you wear it.
Yeah, but no, yeah, wings, green, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Her hair.
your hair.
The bun thing.
Now we're looking at the design and look. So we figured out the key features. How are we working them into your cosplay? What type of cosplay are you doing? Are you doing a closet? Are you doing canon? Are you doing non-canon? If you are doing non-canon, again, how are you working in those key features? how are you altering it? Are you going to make it into a space pirate? Well, what would Mario look like as a space pirate? How are you going to translate those key features into your space pirate design? Does any part of this cosplay push you out of your comfort zone? If the answer is yes, how are you altering it to fit your comfort zone? Again, cosplay is comfortable and fun. If it's not, we need to change something. And just as another reminder, you do not have to start from scratch. You can have a base, go out and buy some base clothes. You do not have to buy a bolt of clothing. Cynthia?
I'm so sorry if you already covered this and I missed it, but what is a closet cosplay?
Closet cosplay is when you pull items out of your closet to try and match the outfit or be inspired by that outfit.
Okay. Regular
Cosplay?
clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like claws play or?
Closet cosplay.
Well, I'm trying to do a portmanteau on it. Claws play.
Okay, gotcha. So it's like a next step after like Disney bound and
No,
more
it is
specific.
Disney bounding.
Disney bound? Really?
Yes,
Okay.
Disney bounding is just another term for basically the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So, now that we went through the key features of Tinkerbell and Mario, here are some examples of cosplayers who did them. So here we have a soldier Mario. Can you identify the key features that made him Mario?
Hat. Blue.
So, as you can see, he took a different approach to how Mario would look, but he kept the key features. And then Stevia Frost did Tinkerbell in the winter outfit. How did she do?
Good.
She
And you
kept
can still see the sass.
that is personality.
I'm sorry.
So, as you can see, she did really well in doing a canon character. Right. Now, just a quick statement on cosplay props. They are wonderful. They'll have a lot of fun in highlighting parts of your character. Because some characters are very... Well, what's a Jedi if he doesn't have a lightsaber? Which we didn't have. Though you do need to take several things into considerations. Conventions, a lot of them have rules and restrictions on what kind of props and what they are made out of. So if your giant hammer for Harley Quinn has like a wooden dowel through the middle of it so it stays together, well, some conventions will go, that's fine, we don't care. Other conventions will go, yeah, no, that dowel rod is a no-go. You are not allowed to bring that hammer into the convention. So if you're going to a convention with a prop, check the rules and regulations. They will have a prop check at check-in, and they will go through your prop and tie a little ribbon on it so that at a quick glance, they can see that it's been approved. So even if it looks like it might not qualify the restrictions, they know somebody checked it and yes, it does qualify. It just doesn't look like it.
Could I add just something to that?
Mm-hmm.
You can also usually, there's an email content often if you do have a direct, or like a Facebook page if you have a direct question. For example, for our fan fest, I had someone email me this week. They have a 10-foot hat. They would like to wear. That's the prop okay, what it's made of is okay, but I had to tell them I don't think our ceilings go up to 10 feet.
Yeah. A lot of conventions will have their restrictions online and contact information for you need more information, you have questions. Now, beyond conventions, we have to consider if you're going to travel with your prop, how are you going to do it? So say you're Gandalf with that massive staff. You have to fly to a convention. The airline isn't going to let you just take your staff on.
Why not?
You'll probably need to break it down into smaller pieces so it fits into the overhead bin or into your luggage. So plan around that concept of, I have to take it apart to be able to travel with it. Or if you do a massive robot suit, well, you wore it to the convention, you had a lot of fun, now what are you going to do with it? Are you going to sit it in the corner of your living room and take up 4 feet with this massive robot suit? Or are you going to design it in a way that you can take it apart and store it compactly? So, key things about props: check regulations for your cons, how are you going to travel with it, and how are you going to store it. Now, breaking down your cosplay into manageable sections. You have an entire cosplay. You do not need to accomplish all of it in one go. You can break it down into sections which can be further broken down. Common ones could be your shirt, your bottoms, your accessories, your props. There, you just got 4 sections. You can then take those sections and break them down even further, so you have a step-by-step plan of how to make that section. And it turns it into more manageable, because I don't know about you guys, I like checklists, because it makes me feel more accomplished when I can just check off that I did that, and it helps me keep track of what I need to do and what I have forgotten that existed. So like if I have to hem a skirt, well, I was so busy doing all the decorations, I forgot to hem it. Check my checklist. Poof. I have one thing left to do. I forgot it existed.
Would you say it's useful to have, if you're going with pieces, it's useful to have a cosplay that you're comfortable putting the separate pieces on in public? Or, because I know often you will have access to a bathroom at the very least, but maybe not, you won't necessarily know the size. So would you say it's useful to?
I think that would probably tie in with like the props of travel, of how much of your cosplay are you comfortable wearing out in normal public, of if you had to go to the superstore. How much of it are you comfortable wearing? How much of it are you comfortable wearing in the car to travel? And then how much of it do you need to put on at the event? So like, I have no embarrassment, as Madison found out today. I went thrift shopping with her in this. I'm perfectly fine. I just got a bunch of compliments. But I know some people would not be comfortable. I've also gone to cons where I had the bare minimum on, and once I got there, because I was just adding things on, not necessarily like changing my shirt, I just found a secluded corner and put stuff on, because I did not need that privacy. Other ones where I did need that privacy, I just found a washroom that would work for me. So part of breaking it into manageable sections is knowing how you're putting it on and wearing it. So here is Universe of Emily. I just really like this post because in the commentary she broke down how she was tackling it. And then I scrolled through her feed, and this silver arm is not paint. Each section is a piece of fabric that she sewed together.
Huh.
So she planned and broke all the steps down to figure out how to accomplish this. And apparently it's a lot of arm pandering. Other design considerations to keep in mind is just, where do you start? I recommend that you start at the bottom, because it does tend to be, if you start at the bottom, you just build up on that. Because some pieces do need to be completed before others. I learned that lesson the hard way, because this lovely skirt, I did what I thought would be the most annoying one. So I did my white section first. And then I did what I thought would be fun, my overskirt. And then it took me 10 times longer because I left the bottommost layer for last. So I had to put the outfit on, see how it measured up, take it off, fix it, put it back on, do the exact same thing. So something that should have taken like an hour ended up taking 9, because I had to keep going back and altering it because it had to be in a specific ratio with the other layers, and I did not start out at a good layer. Materials that can be used. Basically anything if you have the right creativity and tools and technical knowledge. Basically the sky is your limit. If you have an idea, and you can't do it, that just might mean you don't have the right tools, you don't have the right technical experience quite yet. It does not mean it is fully impossible. So here's a list of some materials that you can use. It is not an exhaustive list. It is not a limited list. So some of the common ones are fabric, EVA foam, Velcro, electronics, cardboard, googly eyes. Those make amazing rivets. They're lightweight. You put them where you want the rivet, paint over it, you'd never guess they're googly eyes.
Except for when you go like this and they all shake.
Some of them do. Some of them don't. And if that really annoys you, take the backing off. And take out the little pupil. And you still have that nice clear dome you can hot glue on. So, next one. These two lovely cosplayers are going to show some examples of how to use common, easy, accessible materials in ways we did not necessarily expect. So, is this spade set? Yes.
This is a super easy tutorial on how to get bendy cardboard. Look at that. If you don't have foam, or if you're new to armor making, cardboard is a really cheap, accessible alternative. I started out with a pattern of how I wanted my piece to go, and I roughly laid out, like, I want it to curve like this. I wanted to sit kind of like this on my shoulders. So what I did is I marked where most of the direction the curving would go, and then I cut it out on a solid piece of cardboard with the lines of the corrugated cardboard going along that almost like bias of what I drew. You can tell that it's the right way because you got the wiggle waggles that way, so the corrugation is going along the way that I wanted to end up curving. So what I did, I took a craft knife, mine's kind of dull, and I just cut in between little divots on the flat parts, all the way through. That was just, tracing it. And you want to make sure you don't cut through the other flat side. And once you get enough done on your piece, you end up with something pretty flexible, pretty wiggleable. You can see on the back, there's no cuts through that final piece. And then it's fully livable. I've also used this to help try to make a collar pattern piece. I had to do a couple different spots. This is not the final one. But the side that you do the markings on is the side that's going to turn away from. So there's no marks on this side, marks on this side. The no mark side is the inside of your curve. Yeah, you don't need foam to make armor. I'm actually most likely to end up paper macheing this, but quick, easy.
So many of you have been asking me how to make realistic eyes, and today I will be showing you how you can do that. I chose to find mine off Taobao for a pretty decent price, but you can choose to make it yourself as well. Next thing you're going to need is a hot glue gun. Hot glue refills, salt, non-stick paper, and clear plastic. You're going to start by applying hot glue onto your base in areas where you want to see eyes. And then you're going to take a spoon and start rubbing salt directly onto the hot glue. Once you're done with that, make sure to put another coat of hot glue over the salt to seal it properly. The next step is you're going to take your non-stick paper and start applying hot glue directly onto it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of plastic and apply a small amount onto the hot glue while it's still melted. You're going to apply more hot glue onto the plastic, and then once that is done, you're going to wrap it up like a sushi. Now to create that pointiness that you see in icicles, you're going to roll the tip a little bit more than the base. You get what I mean? We're going to wait for the hot glue to cool down, and once that is done, it's time to unwrap it. Start gluing the pieces down onto your base until you're satisfied with the way that it looks. The final step will be to add a tinge of blue paint onto the ice to add a more realistic effect. And you are done. You can apply this to a lot of your costume projects. I'll be dropping a process video on the Sub-Zero soon, so stay tuned. Bye. So many of you have been asking.
So as you saw, cosplay does not have to be super duper expensive or with really fancy materials. You can just use whatever you happen to have on hand. A Made by Team has found an alternative to hot glue and cardboard. how to use perler beads and figured out the math and all of the technicalities to create full cosplays out of them.
Speakers using buttons and knobs on the corset. I did this by wiring, coding, and hiding a small microcontroller in a secret pocket. Then I used a laser cutter and EVA foam to make this giant gramophone. I molded some wire to make the gramophone wearable like a backpack, and now I'm ready to control the tunes at my Halloween party. My working gramophone is done. You can connect to any Bluetooth device at the party and control the speakers using buttons and knobs on the corset. I did.
So, She Builds Robots is showing an example of the cosplay does not have to be static. It can have lights, it can have sound, it can have movement. You just need to figure out how to work it in, probably do some trial and error, possibly a lot of error, but it is possible. I've seen hers where the skirt will lift up because a little bird on the outside is attached and it's lifting up for a Snow White impersonation. And she's telling the little bird to lift up her skirt. Couldn't find that video, but gramophone funner. Timeline versus deadline. Both of those have uses. Both of those have cons. Use them interchangeably as you need. So timelines are very flexible and changeable. They help you keep track of, okay, I want to accomplish this by this point, and then I can do this by this point. They will flex in accordance to, I had an issue, so I wasn't able to meet the initial decision date. I can change that to reflect that there was issues or it was more time-consuming and difficult than expected. It comes with the downside of if you procrastinate a lot, you can just keep changing your timeline to reflect your procrastination. So I'm very bad of, I need the deadlines, because if I can do timelines, I'm never going to get it done, so I'll just keep procrastinating. Or maybe I'll work on it for 1 hour a month. Not necessarily the easiest thing. Deadlines cannot be changed. They are set in stone, which is great if you need that little push to get started or get going and finish something. But you also hit the concerns of, for example, con crunch. This is when you have a con the next day, your cosplay's almost finished. You need like 5 or 6 more hours to finish it. So you stay up that night to finish it. You only get 2 hours of sleep before you go to the convention. Not necessarily the best idea because you're doing a full day of fun activities on 2 hours of sleep. You're not going to have as much fun as if you had 8 hours. This is a better idea to go, okay, it's nearly finished. Either I'll wear it as is, or I just won't wear it, or wear something else, and get a full 8 hours of sleep so you can enjoy the con so much more. You'll have the energy and mental space to be able to enjoy it, not going, I want to go to bed. I have 5 more hours of convention, but I want to go to sleep. Safety. I asked a lot of cosplayer groups of what are some things that they wish they knew when they started. The most popular comment? Safety. Hindsight is a lovely thing. It is not lovely when it comes to safety. These are the things we should be keeping in mind when we start. So safety when we're designing is this cosplay something we can wear for extended periods without hurting ourselves? So if you're wearing high heels for your cosplay, can you wear them for extended periods? If not, can you alter your cosplays to fit that issue? Does it have any parts trailing on the ground, get caught on something, knock stuff over? If yes, can you adjust it? If you can't, what precautions can you take to make it so that it's more safe? A common answer to a lot of these, well, some of these will be, have a cosplay handler. They're lovely, they're a safety precaution. Is it possible to eat, sit, or drink in your cosplay? You are going to need all 3 of those things. Because cons are a lot more fun when you're not dying of starvation threatening to faint because you have not eaten or drunk enough. And again, is it possible to sit down and rest? Not many people are prepared or able to stand up wearing a fancy cosplay for 12, 14 hours straight with no breaks. Yes, it might be possible. Does not mean it's possible for you. Can you go to the restroom? That is a natural body function. It is not going away just because you don't want to. So plan with it. Whether it's you make a really quick, easy way to be able to go to the washroom, or you just make sure you take enough breaks to be able to do so. And then keep in mind heat management. Is your cosplay going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? How are you going to counteract that? Design with that. Because like a lot of robot costumes are enclosed. They would be really, really warm and hot. So add in a bit of planning for some bit of ventilation. Plan in to put maybe a cooling fan around your neck. Again, we don't want you painting from heat exhaustion. And then keep in mind of how well can you move, how well can you see what's around you. So if you're going, say, you're going as a Dalek, your design means you can't see out of it at all. You have no eyes. A couple solutions for that is somebody pushes you, which would ruin the illusion, or you integrate cameras so that on the inside you have a bunch of screens. You can look through the camera feeds to see where you're going so you don't accidentally run over that poor child who got distracted by the Jedi. I'm sorry, Jace, you're just standing there. Oh, sitting. Safety when making. There is only one of you. There are thousands upon thousands chances to cosplay and create stuff. We only get one of you. We do not want to lose you. You're more important than cosplay. There are reasons why a lot of things come with safety warnings of these are the protections you need to take, these are the safety instructions you need to follow. Yes, it might ruin a bit of your flow of going, okay, I need to spend half an hour setting up to do everything. But you know what? In the long run, we'll have a healthy cosplayer versus if you skip those steps, we'll have a sick person who isn't able to cosplay even if they wanted to. We'd rather have you healthy and enjoying stuff than being, well, I did it, but I'm too sick to continue enjoying stuff. And safety at conventions. This is a lot really similar to safety when designing, except it's more immediate. So keep yourself fed and hydrate. Whether it's you bring your own snacks and water or you buy some at the convention. Eating and drinking is not optional. It is necessary for your own health. Take as many breaks as you need. Just because you're there does not mean you have to do every single thing or keep going every single second of the day. The convention is not going to run away if you take a 10-minute break. Having a backup outfit. That will help just for the times where you go, okay, I can't wear this cosplay anymore. I'm too tired, I'm too exhausted. There was this issue, I have something to change into. Have a spare set of shoes, just in case your cosplay shoes are going, yeah, no, they hurt too much. I can't keep walking in these. So you can change out of them. You always have the choice to change back into your cosplay if you feel like it. Reminder, nobody can make you change back if you don't want to. And have a basic repair kit and first aid kit on you. Those are always good because, yes, the convention will most likely have a cosplay repair center and a first aid center. You do not want to be spending 15-20 minutes hunting that down for something that's really simple, like you need a Band-Aid, when you could just have a couple Band-Aids on you. Or you could use your first aid kit, temporarily solve your problem, and that'll buy you enough time to get to the proper first aid station. What else? Again, this is where you would bring your cosplay handler. They would be your extra incentivized to see, oh, your cosplay is about to knock over that old elderly person. I'll help you move your cosplay out of the way so that you don't hit them. Or you're about to go onto an escalator and your 10-foot train might catch that. I'll help you hold it up. So, again, handlers, very handy. They help you stay safe. They'd also help you stay safe if somebody's bothering you. You're not alone. You have backup as in your cosplay handler.
Also, please report that if you are being bothered, there's usually a staff or something present that needs to be reported as soon as possible.
Yep. There is a reason why cosplay is not consent started. That only started in 2012 because the convention had, I believe, nearly 50 complaints of sexual harassment. And those are the people who reported it. And it took off by 2014 if nearly every con started doing it. As I said, there's a reason why we say cosplay is not consent. And now that you're at the con, keep in mind of heat management. Is your cosplay going to make you freeze? If you're wearing a school summer uniform, because that's what your character wears, but it's dead winter, you are going to freeze. How can you adjust to that? Wear long johns. Middle of summer, you're in a robot cosplay. Or something that has a lot of layers. How are you going to handle the heat? Also keep in mind, you're going to have to handle 2 sets of heat during summer because conventions tend to be cold because we like our buildings cold during the summer while we like to boil outside. So be aware that you're going to have to plan for 2 different types of heat during the summer. Next. Documentation. Whether or not you show this to other people is handy for your own use. So taking photos as you work on stuff, as you progress in creating your cosplay. Excellent. Lovely things, because you'll find a year or 2 later you go, I really like that aspect of that cosplay. How did I do that? Well, I remember the vague, broad strokes. I do not remember the little details, I found this out by doing this. Oh no, I have documentation. I can now go, these are the details, and recreate that. I found that out when doing my gauntlets. That gauntlet there is the first time I ever worked with EVA foam. I tried making a second gauntlet following the same process. I did not remember how I did my first one, and it kept collapsing on me. My first one looks golden. My second one and third one and fourth one have yet to be finished because they keep collapsing. And I don't know what I did right on the first one, because I did not document. Also, I'm not done much. Speeding and zealous over here. So, and this will seem really obvious, but you'll be so excited to have it done and go out and do stuff. But take photos of your end result. Like, not just photos of you out doing stuff. Like, do a mini photo shoot. Whether it's just you with a camera in your backyard. Because in 10 years you'll go, oh, I did this cosplay, but I only have 2 bad photos of it. And I really liked it because it was my first one. No, take 50. And then you'll be going, okay, I look better in this one than that one. And this one shows a really interesting angle or aspect. It's cool. Also document of where you wore it. Whether that's through photos or notes, because as you wear it, you will see what you did right, what you did wrong, and what you need to make adjustments on. Because planning is glorious. It is not as glorious as actually experiencing it and testing it. Did you have any comments?
No, just instruction.
Alright, next section. Alright, now we are on to the question section that Cynthia really wants to do. So, I have a couple cosplayers here to help with questions. Lovely Emily over here in the settings of the bookworm.
That's right.
And I'm hijacking Chase, our Jedi. So, any question can go to all 3 of us. I also know we have a couple artists in the audience who may be able to answer the questions as well. I won't pick on you quite yet. So, any questions? Or do we need to make Cynthia come up with a question?
I know some good questions.
So is there like a calendar that you can access so you know what cosplays are happening in Central Alberta?
I find most cosplays are just on at conventions, whether it's like just a small anime market or a big, humongous 50,000 visitor convention in Calgary.
There is a website called Convention Con. There's both a Canadian website and an Alberta website. If you just Google them. And most cons will have a link on that. We have one for FanFest, but also just Facebooking things as well, kind of like Conventions 2026. A lot will come up through that way. But yeah, there is the two big websites I can think of are the conventioncons.ca.
Yes. Yeah, I find most of mine just by Googling Alberta conventions, geeky events, nerdy events, and shifting through those for an hour or two of trying different keywords.
The big cons will always be present, like the ones in Edmonton and Calgary, because they're well established.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're looking for the smaller ones, then yeah, the Google probably is the best bet.
Yeah.
And if you have Facebook, do searches on that as well. Because just because it's not on Google doesn't mean they weren't making posts about it on Facebook. And Facebook will tell you, oh, this happened 3 years ago. Okay, I can take that information and see if it's happening this year.
Do you find that Facebook is still the most accessible for social media for folks to kind of find out things right now? Or would you recommend more Instagram?
I personally just use Facebook mostly. I use Instagram for just scrolling and looking up how to do stuff, not for learning about events. Well, that's just my preference because I'm on Facebook more. You guys?
I primarily use Instagram, but there's also word of mouth and communities as well.
Definitely Facebook for me. Instagram very rarely, but yeah.
So what's the difference? Is there a technical difference between reenactment groups and cosplay?
Like LARP?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking more like the Didsbury, where all those reenacting groups, is it in July or August, go, and they're all there, and it's sort of like a time, like the Vikings. All
The medieval fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Renaissance fair. Yeah, we're actually trying to deliberately not compete with them this year. That's why we checked the thing. Yeah, so often that's where people dress up in medieval attire and tents, all like this. I have friends that do that.
Personally, I think they're vaguely similar. It's just the approaches are slightly different. A lot of cosplaying is from fiction, whereas the medieval fairs are pulling from history, and for a short time period, they might try living that lifestyle of having the time-accurate tents and housing when they go to those.
Yeah.
Or using the time-accurate meals and utensils.
Yeah, it's like Didsbury, that's where they have all those reenactment, Central Alberta reenactment groups from Red Deer, Calgary, and then show up there.
Like I said, to me the main difference is just the approach.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt here. When I was in college, I helped run a fencing club, and we would sometimes bring down a broadsword club. So again, that was a reenactment.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of, especially the ones that are based more on historical principles, yeah, they will try to follow more specific rules. Like with the broadsword workshop, we had to use proper broadswords, so they brought in. It's a completely different technique. It wasn't just like a sword workshop; it was a specific. So I think if they advertise themselves as a reenactment group, they probably have very specific rules that they follow.
In my experience, reenactment is more like, I think, reenacting history for like World War II or something.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not going to fit in there.
No.
So you'd be more strict in your costume and your props and all that versus cosplay conventions will fit right in.
Well, and cosplay would have a bit more leeway of, we don't have 50 trillion resources to fall back on of how do you make this? How do you do this? A lot of our source material is just made up or vaguely mentioned.
Yeah.
Whereas historical stuff, you can do a lot of research and get accurate information. Except for the time periods where we forgot to document our history.
Yeah.
I'm not part of that time period yet, so I'm happy.
That being said, the one medieval fair I went with my friends, I saw some folks that honestly looked closer to what Emily's dressed up as, and like they were still fabulous to look at, and people loved it, and things like that. And I think likewise, if someone came in with a proper like Queen Elizabeth outfit into a Comic-Con,
It wouldn't pick an eye out.
yeah.
At the same time, too, there's no reason why aspects of your cosplay can't fit into, say, a Ren Festival. Like my cloak, for example, if I just use that, it could be easily a traveling cloak.
Yeah.
Or why can't they overlap?
Yeah.
Because if you decide to dress up as a medieval knight,
Yeah.
you're just as welcome to come to a con
Yeah.
as a Renaissance fair because you're dressed up as somebody.
Yeah.
You're participating. You wouldn't just be going, oh, that is so cool. How did you do that? We don't go, oh, you're a historical reenactment. No,
Get out of here, get out of here.
Ew, yeah, no. Ew.
Now, maybe if you go into like a solid Star Wars con dressed up as like, I don't know, Spock, they might add it.
Yeah.
But they probably would
Star
still
Wars
allow it.
celebration.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in the wrong universe, buddy.
But hell, you can't even do like crossover cosplay for like, what if Spock was a Jedi?
Oh, that's such a cool idea.
I should get okay.
Just be careful if you do that, because I know some people really enjoy rage baiting of just seeing how many fandoms can they annoy or piss off in one go, where they purposely get as many details wrong as possible.
Oh, close
And
enough.
then you're probably not going to be very welcome. Because nobody likes being rage baited. Or trolled.
Yeah. Be like, look at this Gandalf that I caught in this Digivice or something like that.
Or, well, Frodo, may the Force be with you as you go up to the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there you go.
Crossing over everything.
Yeah.
Unless you're like really passionate about that creative process, I assume it's part of your attitude as well.
There's definitely a difference about it. Like, you can have fun with it. You can go and cross over everything, but you can also go and mix everything together, act like you're on top of the world. You know everything about it.
So a lot of it, as you said, would be attitude, and crossovers are just as fun.
I'm always curious about how cosplayers pick what character or what type of cosplay they want to do, because I must admit, I thought about it, but I have no idea. Like, I've got so many interests, like in Disney and Star Trek and things like that, so I wouldn't even know where to start. Plus, a lot of you also just do different costumes. You do completely different costumes each year, so how do you decide what to do?
I have a small list of characters that I want to cosplay that I keep on my computer. Sometimes I'll add on if there's a good character that I really would like to do.
Okay.
For me, I started with one of my favorite characters, Bakugo Katsuki, and just did a canon version of him. Tried to make it as accurate as possible for my first cosplay. Bad idea, because I did not realize how much work went into it, and I just jumped into the deep end. Next one, I stuck with the same character because I was now familiar with it, but did a non-canon one, changing it to a form that I would be more comfortable or interested in, which was a ball gown. And then this one was just, it was going to be challenging, and it looked so pretty that I wanted to do it. I don't really know who the character references, but just the technical skills that needed to make it was what interested me. I just keep a Pinterest board of, oh, here's some ideas of non-canon stuff I could do for this character. Whether it's this outfit design or this fan art that would inspire this non-canon design.
In my case, I cosplay exclusively my original characters, just because I'm sure these two can attest. It's never fun to have someone come up to you and be like, "You're playing that character wrong." So, if I'm playing my own character, who the hell are you to say I'm doing it wrong?
I actually haven't had that. I've had people go up, oh, can I have a photo with you? And I'm just going, I know who your character is. I know how my character would react to yours. So can we take a photo of us pretending to have that reaction?
And I've had that as well. I have another Dragon Ball cosplay where someone was playing as Goku. And we went and took a picture together with me going and punching him in the face, him punching me back.
Yeah. Yeah. So communication is probably a big thing for just that sort of interaction.
I know that your cosplaying wrong is a very rare thing because everyone wants to just have fun, but it does happen still.
Yeah, and I can see that would ruin the vibe for sure.
If I can kill that before it happens, I'm down for it.
Well, and as I said earlier, if you're doing that, you're doing cosplay wrong.
Exactly.
So it strikes me that there's a lot of in-character, like once you have it's like when I was a security guard at the Metro Zoo. Once you're on duty, you are a security guard. Mm-hmm. So
I don't think so, because my Bakugo, he is a very grumpy, angry, explosive person.
Uh-huh.
I can pretend to be that for 10 seconds. Otherwise, no, I can't.
You're not
And
always
nobody
in character.
bugs me about, you're not in character. You are too smiling, grinny, and laughing. That is not what the character does. So I'll pretend to be him for a photo, but that's all I can manage. And I don't get in trouble for that.
Yeah, so you're just there to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Some people, yes, they do enjoy staying in character for the entire time, but it is not a requirement.
That also is why I do OCs, because my characters are essentially just me in the universe.
Yeah.
I can act however I want.
Self-insert.
Exactly. I insert myself, I make a character around it, I go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I don't usually act like the character in question unless it's for like a really quick photo or if I'm just on stage during a cosplay competition. Sometimes when I'm doing it, I just think about the poses I want to do, even if it's really goofy like this one here.
Because isn't that just a reference back to the source material?
Yes.
So that's working into the character.
Or something generic like a simple spin or something like this.
Very nice.
Thank you.
It also happens more at like Renaissance fairs though, when people go to fairs, sometimes they have to like try to act as your character as much as you can when you make it even though you if you're doing all sorts of marks and stuff. That's really cool.
I'd say that definitely happens at LARP more than Renaissance.
So what's a lot?
Live action role play.
Oh,
Exactly.
And it's a bit more involved than like the Renaissance fair. The other times where, as you said, it's you're participating, you have to be in this mode is if you're a staff member and you have a character, you're going to be in that mode while you're on duty. But if you're just there as a participant, no, it's not required.
Yeah.
What has been the most complicated piece of cosplay equipment or clothing that you folks have worked on?
For me, it would be the underskirt of turn on this build here. Not only did I have to calculate how many panels I needed and how long they were, I also had to do some really extensive pin tucks and stuff just so it fits around my waist and such. Even the upper skirt here was a little bit difficult. Not only is there 85 crocheted roses on this just alone, but I also had to
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wow. I have high admiration. I did quilting for a bit, and I'm not a quilter, and I'm not a sewer, so I have the fact that you can sit in front of a sewing machine and do that. Sorry, I didn't mean.
Well, for me, it ended up being I'm too stubborn to give up, even when I probably should. And I think my mother was very close to forming several interventions for me while I was making this, because I was having regular emotional and mental breakdowns. I should have been putting it into, oh, that was the slide that missed. I had a slide talking about timeouts and how are they legitimate. So I should have been putting this into a timeout slide. Because timeouts are legitimate, they help you take a break, reset, and find the passion and energy to work on those projects again. So for me, my hardest piece probably would have been the skirt, because I did it in such a bad order that all I could see, and it is such a heavily ratioed skirt, so each piece has to meet this piece in a specific manner versus that piece. And since I did it in such a random order, I had to go back and fix each layer like 4 or 5 times each. So it was driving me nuts. And I had hyperfixated and focused on it so badly that I wanted to throw it into a bonfire. I got told it looks absolutely gorgeous. Went into timeout for 6 months, brought it out, went, okay, I no longer absolutely loathe and want to throw it into the sun. I still don't like it, and I can see all the problems that I had with it, but now I can see the positives of it. I'm still redoing it.
And I assume and again, if you're not like a competent sewer, if you take it into like a shop and with instructions, that's okay. And things like that, right?
Well, just because you're not confident on something, a lot of it does come back to you tried. Like, I've seen one of my first cons where I wore my Bakugo ball gun cosplay. I had this kid come up to me and go, I love your outfit, and I was just stunned at hers because yes, it was made out of cardboard, yes, it had a lot of obvious work on it, but you could see how much effort and passion and work she put into it, and I thought it looked better than mine did. She didn't believe me when I told her that. So we agreed to disagree.
At the same time as well, you got to think, not everyone is going to notice the problems that you see when you're making your own costume. For example, I can't see any issues with your costume that you would.
I didn't notice it unless you pointed it out.
Exactly.
Well, I had hyper-fixated and hyper-focused for like 3 weeks, which is why I was having such issues with it. But,
Chase, what was your most complex?
Not so much complex as like frustrating. The belt for this cosplay specifically, it's just Velcroed on, so there's only 2 sizes to it. And last year, in fact, the Velcro went and melted off of my belt, and it's just stapled in. No, the one in Olds that we went to. It's just stapled in now, and of course that goes and brings a lot of issues when you have metal staples poking into your gut.
Ooh.
I am working on a new cosplay though that will hopefully fix that.
Okay. The teaser.
I've got 2 more questions, but you guys can totally go first if anybody else has.
she's just our fill in the gap spot.
Seriously, yeah, so I'm happy to wait.
Oh, I have a question for you two.
Yes.
What are the most important be aware of safety things for you guys?
You want to go first, or?
I need some time to think about it.
In my case, I'd say mobility, because like I'm a Jedi. You're going to be fighting a lot. I need to have the mobility to go and turn around, swing my saber, all that stuff. But you're not going to be able to, say, swing your saber when there's stuff around you, or knock into objects or people. Like, you need to be very aware of the
Surroundings.
surroundings, exactly. Does that answer the question, I think?
Well, it's safety while you're designing, because that's part of planning it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said during the PowerPoint, when I asked several cosplayers, because I'm part of a couple groups, that was the most common answer of, we need to be aware of safety because you can see in hindsight after things went wrong.
As well as like build of your cosplay, my Dragon Ball cosplay, for example, has shoulder pads that I can't raise my arm above my head.
I would say more or less the same as well. Any other questions?
You said you mentioned groups, so there are various groups in Central?
I'm part of two groups on Facebook,
Oh, okay.
Alberta cosplayers and Edmonton area cosplayers, where we talk about, oh, I just finished this cosplay, let me show it off.
No, okay.
And I had this issue with my cosplay, can somebody give some suggestions? There are these events happening, or can somebody come to my event as a cosplayer? So they're just talking about cosplay within our group. Like I talked about it here. I don't think many showed up from the group, but participated.
There's also cosplay specific groups such as Star Wars. There's the 501st Legion, the Rebel Legion, and the Mandomercs. Who the 501st Legion is usually like stormtroopers, Imperial officers, clones, stuff like that. They are very strict on their regulations for costume. I know that I would not pass in any sense, but a lot of people who are into the real dedication like that, they go and apply their costumes to meet up with those guidelines specifically. And
Some of the other groups I know that are like that are, there's a Star Trek group.
In Edmonton, USS Cerberus.
They will be here at FanFest, I believe.
As will the 501st, or possibly, if not, I think the Mandalorian, one of them.
So bonuses. And then there's also the Alberta section of Ghostbusters. And they go to a lot of cons with a lot of Ghostbuster stuff.
I think I've seen them at Edmonton Expo a couple times.
Yeah, they were at the Red Deer one as well.
Okay.
They were also at Calgary Expo as well.
Yeah.
They get
If you're
around.
looking for a group to join, they're a fantastic group to join.
Ooh, are you part of the group?
No, but we know some people that are. They also raise money. What's the charity?
Raise money for the Stellar
Yeah.
for sales of their merch.
Yeah.
So, feel free to ask questions about any of the resources I brought. Because I did bring a bunch of wide range of stuff, and I know I did not touch on any of them except for one. And that was just, the book there with all the handwriting is an example of how you can start planning for cosplay, because that is my planning book for remaking the skirt.
There's also, if you have the library card, even if it's not at our location, some of these books can be ordered through the system. So I will do my best. Let me know. I'll do my best to assist you if there's one of the books or something that you want to check out. Something like that. I did have a quick question. Shoes. Shoes are my enemy when it comes to any type of costume. Do you guys have recommendations? Like, is it just worth it to invest in a good pair of black boots, or just don't worry about them so much? Like, shoes. They're my nemesis.
Spare pair. So I
And
have
then
a
just
pair.
invest in a good pair of something?
I have a pair that is comfortable for you to wear casually, because what shoes you wear with each cosplay may change, but having a pair of shoes you can change into when your cosplay shoes are too painful to keep wearing is going to be a lifesaver, because you don't want, say after 2 hours your shoes start to hurt. You don't want to have to keep going for another 6 hours in those shoes. Having a pair of comfortable shoes you can keep going on in is great. And then once you feel better and you feel like it, you can change back into your other shoes.
Another quick tip about boots or shoes is the phrase is boots or corset. So you put on your boots, because once you put on your corset, you can't finish it.
Or, like for my cosplay, I have to put my shoes on first, because to get to my feet, I have to pull my entire skirt up to my chest to be able to see and reach.
On the topic of shoes as well, if you're going for something like a budget, in my case, my boots are just my regular walking shoes with leatherettes around it to make it look like boots. I know that like in the movies, they've used knee-high riding boots, but I didn't know where to find those, or if any were in my size, so I went and did the budget route.
There is a cosplay book that is all about making shoe covers, which is you have one set of shoes that you like and love, and then you have all these different shoe covers where you cover up that shoe. So it's still that shoe that's comfortable and you love, but it now matches your cosplay. And then you swap out the shoe cover for whatever cosplay you're doing. I've not successfully managed that, but I also have not read the book. So I just know it exists, and I'm pretty sure the library has it. I do know the library system has a very good selection, not an exhaustive selection. I think they have like 30 books or something. So
she's probably talking about the Wetaskiwin system, which is slightly different. However, here in Ponoka, we can still order books from the Wetaskiwin system for you.
Oh, Wetaskiwin itself has maybe 2 books, but I order in a bunch of books.
But they're part of Track, so it's a bigger system. But like again, we can still access that through Parkland. It's weird with library issues in Alberta. What about you, Emily? Any advice on shoes? Do you have issues with shoes, feet shoes, or you just don't notice them at all?
I don't usually notice them at all, to be honest. So I do try to pick a boot or shoe that's really close to the character but not exact. My cosplay of Anya Forger, I just mostly use like cheap loafers I got from Walmart, and it still worked as well even though the character does wear Mary Jane's, not just uniform wears.
Oh, and something else to think about is people are going to be distracted by the rest of your cosplay. Because how many people are going to go, oh, you look absolutely gorgeous, but look at your shoes.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with your shoes.
I have had that experience, and it sucks.
At the same time as well, if you're in a costume that has your shoes entirely covered, like in one of the Star Wars movies, Ian McDermott, who plays Darth Sidious, was just wearing slippers underneath his robes because you couldn't see him.
I've done fancy shoes. Nobody ever noticed when I swapped them out. I usually just wear heels with this to make sure I don't step on my hem.
Yeah.
So for me, heels are just a choice of how to make this safer.
What about wigs? Do you have any advice on wigs? Because I know they can get very expensive, or do you have, like, if someone wants to try making a, I know there's a lot of stuff online, but just if anyone has experience starting out with a wig, what would be your, like, suggestion on where to get started for that?
For me, I would love to wear wigs. I have not yet figured out how to get my really long hair flat enough down that I can comfortably wear a wig.
Have you tried a pink curl?
I have no idea what a pink curl is. I'll do like a French braid like this and then weave the braid around my head, but it still pops up of, my head is now double the height, so it does not lie flat. So I've not figured out the trick to that, never mind doing it myself. So I'm bad to ask for hair wig tips. I'm more likely just to dye my hair the right color, or ignore it entirely and just go as whatever I happen to have.
What was that you said called?
Wigs.
Pink
curl.
curl. But it's just something I learned recently.
Oh, okay. I know that you wear wigs, so what would be your...
Well, normally I just usually keep my hair pretty short, mostly for a practical reason. And usually while you can get a wig in the character where you want to embody, sometimes it might be really difficult, like the color might not be right, or just a few other variety of factors, but that's a whole other can of worms. Like, this wig here is actually a combination of 3 wigs that I packed apart for less, not only to do the complex braiding around it, but also to create the bun on the back side here. Like, the bun itself is actually some foam clay that I painted over and draped wax over around it.
So don't be afraid to add different types of materials in the wig to make it work.
Yes.
Like clay and stuff like that.
Yeah, the only thing I think to consider about the wigs is what you add on, make sure it's still comfortable to wear and it's not just going to slide off. 'Cause, like, I've seen people do huge like pieces of their wigs. I have no idea how they can get it to balance so it stays on, because I know if I tried it, it'd be falling off from the weight.
There's a few bobby pins already in my wig, but with my hair ornaments, there's plastic combs on it that's already like poking on my scalp.
Oh.
Which is fine, but it also well secures the wig so I don't have to worry about it falling backward.
Do you have ideas of maybe how to make that more comfortable, or?
I'm not sure. They also do have like a wig grip. It's kind of like a little always your head. It'll. Sorry, I get really nervous.
Oh, that you're doing great.
And it also would keep your wig in place so it doesn't slip my back around. It also will alleviate the pressure on your head and reduce the likelihood of a headache.
I have no experience with wigs. Up until recently, I had shorter, shoulder-length hair, but I've since cut it, and since my characters are all OCs, I just say that they've cut their hair as well.
Or in this case, hide the entire
Exactly.
hair by
Hide it with a hood. Maybe don't make it long enough that you can't see your face under it.
Yeah.
I've just never successfully had a wig before. I have a costume that I've actually switched to a hat. I'm still not really happy with it, but it was still more comfortable than
Like I said, I've had long hair for ages. I've not figured out how to get it flat enough because I have thick long hair.
I understand that struggle very much.
So, any more questions or something you want us to ramble about or explain about the reference materials?
What about group shots?
grab some snacks, go look at the reference materials, and any other personal questions, please feel free.
Or if you need help with the cosplay aspect, ask and we'll see if we can help you figure it out.
Also, I just would like to thank all of you for coming, because Aaron and Madison, you guys came from Wetaskiwin, Emily came from Red Deer, Chase walked here, so thank you so much for coming, we really appreciate it. And also, Aaron and Madison, I guess you might be coming for the next one too, possibly? There will be a Vendin 101 workshop coming in June, so if anybody has any and wants to get some more information about running a vendors.
Be a vendor booth.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it'll probably follow the same idea as this of we're talking about just it in general, not necessarily specifics of things to be aware of, things not to do, what markets look for, what other vendors look for, just something to help you get started.
And of course, Ponoka has Central Alberta Fan Fest returning on Saturday, July 18th. So even if you're not in costume, please come and check us out. It is free admission. We have a lot of cool things coming up. I'm really excited.
If you want a taste of doing cosplay without committing to all of the work, there will be a speed run cosplay event where you'll have about 45 minutes and a team to select a model, and the team is going to build a cosplay out of a bunch of recycled and random materials. According to theme, build a cosplay on their model. And it'll be 45 minutes. It'll be like a workshop where you don't have to invest in a bunch of stuff, but you still get to try it. It'll be a lot of fun.
And of course, like we said, we will have also like cosplay groups and stuff come in, so you can see. It's basically fun, so please check it out.
Yep.
There are bookmarks with that date there, and you know what, I'll get some calendars with vendors on one thing. But yes, and also please get food, take food.
Can I get you all together?
Sure. Oh yes, could I get that too?
Close it, yeah.
Oh, you do medicine, you're the...
No, here's the first.
Okay, you don't want to, if you don't want to.
Cosplayer helper. No, she's getting the girl. Can we get one?
Oh, yep.
I'll just hide behind everybody.
The fabulous ending of the episode.
Okay.
No.
Okay, ready? and sorry, one more. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hey, last sign off.
Have fun.
Okay.